So I've put this video together to show you exactly how you go about getting yourself onto Twitter. Best place to start, as I expect most people are familiar with it, is Google. So we'll just pop the word Twitter into there and hit return, and it comes up with Twitter as the #1 result, which is no surprise. We pop into here, and this is the screen that you'll come to first of all. Now this is the area here where you'll log back into if you've ever been to Twitter before. But of course, this is us here. We're new to Twitter. We want to sign up, so I'm going to create a brand new Twitter account to get us going today. So in there, I'm going to give it our name, which we're going to call MMY Training. I've also set up a unique email address for this as well. Twitter likes unique email addresses. It doesn't like it if you try and play the system and try and have more than one Twitter account on one email address. I'm guessing you won't be doing that for the time being, but just in case at a later date, it's always better to set up a unique email. So that's now filled in there. I'm going to click on sign up to Twitter, and it's going to take us to this page right here. It likes everything it's seen so far. I've got a tick there, I've got a tick there, and a tick there as well. So we can just go ahead and sign up. And of course, if it doesn't like what it sees there, you might need to change your name, potentially your email address, but more than likely it might say your password isn't strong enough. So just come up with a longer, more complicated password. So click on to sign up. And as it says there, it's creating the account. I'm not going to give Twitter my phone number, partly because I don't want the whole world ringing me. But yeah, not necessary at the moment. We'll explain that in a later video. So we'll click on to skip, and it says you can now choose your username. So I'm hopefully going to be allowed to use this Twitter name here, which I've called MMY_training. With Twitter, there can't be any gaps. There has to be just all words. It's not case sensitive, but if you have two words in your name and you don't put a capital at the beginning of the second word, sometimes it can be a bit misleading. And you can separate words with the underscore. So I'm going to use that there. Click on to next. Again, you can see I've got the tick, so it says, yeah, that one's available. Click on to next. And here we are. It's saying, ready, let's go. Twitter is constantly updating all that information. You can read that if you want to. Press pause. I'm going to crack on and hit let's go. So here we are. Now what Twitter does initially is try to set you up and get you to follow several different accounts. So I'm going to click on to news. I'm going to unclick popular accounts because I'll probably end up following Britney Spears and Justin Bieber, and not really what I'm interested in. I think I'll click on some sport, and anything else down here I'm going to click on to comedians as well. So I've clicked 3 things there. You can see here that we're on step 2 of 6. I'm now going to click continue, and it takes me through, and it's given me some suggestions here of who I might like to follow. You can scroll down there. Jeremy Clarkson's on there, some popular newspapers, Tiger Woods I think we just saw there, and Jack Whitehall. So I'm okay with that. It's asking me if I want to follow all. Actually, what we can do is click on this button here, and we don't have to follow any of them. But I think it's good if we follow a few, because then you'll see when we get onto Twitter itself what sort of things they're saying. So let's follow all 40 of those. Done. Now, absolutely vital. You don't have to do it at this point. So if you want to skip past this step, that's okay. But I implore you to have a profile photo. If you don't, Twitter gives you an egg. Okay, and because you're newborn or you're not even born just yet, so it just puts an egg in there. No one trusts the egg. It means that you're trying to hide behind something, or that's how people read into it. So get yourself a nice square photo. Here's one I prepared earlier, as you would expect, nothing less. And I've just put my ugly mug on there, my logo, and it says training as well. You can see this button here. Actually, if you're not happy, you want to scroll in a little bit more, you can do that, and then you can maybe move it around if you want to. But I've made mine exactly square, so it works in there. I'm going to click apply, and it uploads. Now, I'm a big fan of having your face on there. It doesn't matter how good looking or how ugly you think you are. When I talk to this Twitter account, I know exactly who I'm talking to. So that's now done. We've uploaded a photo. I'll just show you down here, connect with Facebook, and we'll import your profile photo. I'm not a big fan of having Facebook and Twitter connected. I'll tell you that in a later video. So we're going to go ahead and click continue. and it takes us through to here. Now, find people you know. This is where Twitter wants you to give access to your emails. Now, most of us know, generally speaking, that's not a good thing because it then emails your entire inbox or all of your connections and says, hey, Matt's on Twitter, come and join him. And it annoys people. So I don't tend to do this. However, if you want to do that, fine, go ahead with whichever one of these you may or may not use. Do that. But for the time being, I'm just going to skip this step down here and go forward to what is now our final screen. And it's showing us right here that we are now logged in, and it wants us to confirm your email address to get access to all of Twitter's features all at the same time. So I've actually set up, as I said, and I recommended to you to go in like that. So we'll do that in a second. But just here we are now. We've logged in. This is what you'll come to every single time you log into Twitter, okay? You can just see over here, here's the profile. So we called ourselves MMY Training. That's our username there, which is MMY_training. And then we have the people that we're following. We have the timeline here. So we're followed, funny enough, only 39 of the 40. But we're following those there. And every time they send a tweet, we can see that tweet coming up here. Now, interestingly enough, well, again, we'll go into this later, but look, we didn't follow Vodafone, but this has been promoted. It's a paid for advert. So we're seeing our first advert. But as you'll see, it looks like any other tweet. So we're following those. And then over here, again, what Twitter does is it gives you a few more suggestions of people you might like to follow. But that's it. We've set ourselves up on Twitter. We're live. We're ready to go. And in the next video, I will show you exactly the next steps.